Yes. So big thorn in my side as a shop owner, and more importantly, my customer base is catalytic converter theft. And it has been rampant in the last year nationwide, some markets more than others. Now, let's pause for a second. All you folks that drive 100% EVs, you don't have to worry. Your car doesn't have a catalytic converter. No one's ever going to steal it. But let's say you want to drive an older hybrid. You have a 2005 Prius or even a conventional car, Honda Element. They're really targeted. So these bastards are crawling under your car with a battery-powered Sawzall, which is probably lithium battery-powered Milwaukee, and zipping off the catalytic converter and leaving you with up to $3,000 damage. And it's been going on nationwide. Toyota right now, if you need a Prius catalytic converter, I think is a 4-month wait. So let's say yours gets stolen today, you cannot get it fixed for 4 months. So you have no car. And
hopefully it's nowhere near your inspection time.
You're screwed. And if you don't have insurance, you got to spend $3,000 in many states to fix it. Like California, Colorado, Oregon, I believe, follows the California mission. Anyway, the good news is law enforcement is finally taking it seriously. And recently in LA, let's see here. I'm going to share this screen.
While you're pulling that up, Paul, I'll mention that this is a problem in Oregon as well. And in fact, our legislature just proposed a bill that would get rid of the market for these, and that the recyclers or people who are buying them would only be allowed to buy them from recognized locations that should have them, not just anybody off the street.
Right. And the problem is we kind of need a national law, because if you're a cat thief in Oregon, you're just going to go to Nevada and sell them.
Right. Yeah. Or Idaho or Washington or
exactly.
California. Yeah.
But it's a great first step. And as more and more public becomes aware, like if you see someone under a car with a battery powered hacksaw, call the cops and start filming them on your camera. Film their vehicle that's parked beside the victim's car.
Get the license plate.
Get their license plate. Don't just ignore it. Say it's not my problem, because one day it might be your problem. And we have a lot of customers that have had to just throw away their cars because they can't fix them. They don't have the money. They don't have insurance, and they can't legally repair the car without spending $3,000. But there were a couple of recent busts in Southern California, which has been kind of an epicenter for these kinds of thefts. They caught a group of 19 people with $750,000 worth of catalytic converters. There was another one here. These guys had 150 stolen catalytic converters. They got caught. They had them stored in their living room. Here's a picture.
This was the best. That was the best story, because I loved this story because it started with a moving violation, and the van failed to stop for the police. So the police chased him, and he drove them straight to the house where all the catalytic converters were being stored.
Well, they don't say thieves are always the smartest.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
They're amazingly clever in coming up with schemes, but they really don't have much brain power on anything else.
But if you look here, there's 150 converters.
Jesus.
Which they could get in, probably a good thief could probably get one out of the car in about 5 minutes. So that's a couple of minutes work. $180,000 in cash. I mean, this is like cocaine and heroin type money.
Right. 150 of them are worth $180,000. So that's more than $10,000.
Well, they might have sold that. That's probably not directly correlating. They probably sold a bunch last week and had the cash still.
Yes, cops always inflate that shit too.
Yeah. Okay.
And we're talking $180,000 cash. We're talking not just green cars, but also big trucks. Those two ends of the spectrum have huge cats.
Yeah.
Also easier to get under, right?
Trucks, big Ford F-150s. So, for example, on a Gen 2 Prius, which is a 04 to 09 Prius, which is a very heavily targeted car, they jack up one side, they scooch under the car, they use a battery-powered saw, and in 5 minutes, they're done. So it's scary. So if you see someone in the neighborhood under a car with a saw, call someone, film them. Don't just walk by and say, "Oh, it's not my car," because the next day it's going to be your car, unless you have an EV. Then you're safe.
And then just
you got other
and let
issues.
them steal it. No, I'm
then
kidding,
they're
obviously.
they're cutting out your battery. No, but I mean, yeah, and it's yeah, you know, and like Patrick said, you know, a law that you know, would hit the people who are buying these things, because you've got to think that the people who are buying these, they know damn good and well where these things are coming from.
Well, especially when they're cut with a saw, right? Like at a shop, you would unbolt it, and it would be elegantly removed, not just rip, you know, yank.
Yeah.
And Paul, you actually have a solution that you've employed on Russell's car. What's something else that they can do?
So there's a couple of companies that manufacture sort of armor plating that you can attach under the car. Nothing's foolproof, but it does slow the thief down. So the thief crawls under the car, goes, "Oh shit, this is going to take me another 10 minutes. I'm going to go down the block and get the next car." Kind of like bicycles. If you have a really good lock on your bicycle, hopefully the thief goes to the bicycle down the street. So if you do have a high target car like a Prius or a Honda Element or F-150s, there's certain years are more desirable, and I'm sure you can Google the forums and see if your car applies. But perhaps invest in one of these shields. $300 to $400 installed, but could save you $3,000 and a whole lot of aggravation as well.
And if your cats are insured by your insurance company, that may get you a discount because you've actually done something to reduce their exposure.
Good point.
Yes, but the insurance company will not pay for the shield.
No.
So we've had customers had their cat stolen, and we say, "Well, hey, insurance company, can I put a shield on the second one so you don't have to do this again?" The insurance company says, "No, we don't want to spend $300. We'll take our chances."
Wow, that's bad math.